Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today we have Megan joining us. Hi, Megan.
Hey, Amanda. Hi, everybody.
So guys, we have a really exciting success story from one of Megan's clients. She just didn't manifest her SP, but she actually turned around so many different areas in her life. And yeah, so we're going to read through the success story like usual, guys. You know what? Use this as a catalog to see what's possible in your life and go look at, you know what, I'm going to create that too. So watch your mental diet when you're doing it. And also as well, we're going to go through like usual, after we read it, different points that are important to help you become successful in your life. So yeah, and just before we do dive into that, just let you know, if you do want to ask me, Amanda, a question, please sign up at the Patreon group and post your question there. I will answer them when we do the YouTube live. So welcome, Megan. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm awesome. So exciting. A success story.
This is really great because, you know, it just shows the growth of all areas, just like you had said, which is, you know, really just when you grasp that you can create anything in your reality. Well, let me just get to it. Okay. I am so, dearest Megan, I am so beyond grateful to have met you. Not only are you one of the most amazing, beautiful, kindest souls I've ever met, but you actually get me. You're truly the only person in my life I can be 100,000% open and honest with and speak to you about things closest to me, and you help me figure out my blocks. I feel more comfortable speaking to you than anyone else, and my fears of being judged never arise with you. I wish I could put into words how much that means to me. Whenever we talk, I feel closer to you than anyone else in my life. I hope one day I can give you the same back. To be honest, all this woo-woo stuff hasn't been easy, but you are the reason I believe in it all. Whenever I doubt, whenever I fear, whenever I get all judgy and negative, I think of everything I've manifested with your help. And as upset as I am, I can't deny this works. And I don't fear my fears anymore. I literally consciously manifest at least one thing every single time we speak, and also throughout the day. There's a long story behind all those things, but I'm going to try to keep this letter short. If you want me to elaborate later, please tell me. Some of the things I thought wouldn't happen are winning $700 twice in a week. Remember when I had no money literally and I won $80 or something on a scratch off that actually had no win? I sent you the pic. And then the supermarket not even being open, and the sequence of events for me to get this money was unbelievable. And then, you know, I was trying to get my SP to buy me flowers forever, and I wanted them for ages, but never did any technique or anything. I told you the full story, but he got me flowers anyway. Then the next day, picks flowers for me on our walk and does the whole she loves me not. Manifesting my SP back more than too many times, but he's here to stay. I am now the center of his world. I've manifested him being obsessed with me. I've also rekindled my friendship with one of my best friends. My mom not having surgery for the 5th cancer. This one was a 14% survival rate, and she wouldn't have been able to speak or eat or anything after it. They even put her to sleep and took her off the theater, and surgeon called me while she was on the operating table and said they're not going to operate because she's okay. You also helped me get my car debt of $13,000 waived completely. I also helped my SP moving in with me in this entire COVID thing. Laugh out loud. There have been so many other things, I know, but these are just to say a few, and mainly the ones that I thought there is no way around this. This is real. Whenever I think of techniques, I just remember you telling me that I can have anything that I want just because I want it, and I don't have to justify it. And everything we want is okay, and it will happen just because we want it, as long as I understand everybody's being pushed out and stick on a mental diet, which you helped me understand. You've also helped me release tons of guilt, shame, and blame. You've helped me be okay on my down moments and down days. You've helped me more than anyone and anything else, and I will forever be grateful. I love you, Zillions. Yes, isn't it? All that stuff, like that is just amazing.
Yes, yes. I really like the point on there where, you know, she talks about how, you know, she was kept, persisting in different areas of her life and not just, in that one area. Oh, by the way, I'd like to say congratulations to her. That is like huge how she changed so many things around. But I think what so often, it's like when we focus on just one area, sometimes what ends up happening is if we don't get success in that one area, we feel like a failure everywhere because we're not even testing it everywhere. But if we test it everywhere, something may be going good and you may be seeing results in it. And then that helps you to hold on while you're waiting for results in that other area, rather than just being completely disappointed that that one area isn't working. So, we tell people that all the time is to do that list of, intentions for every area of your life. Consciously create everything, not just that one area. Because people that do that got a lot more success rate, and they learn this a lot quicker than people that just focus on one area and think that I'm just choosing to manifest this one area and nothing else. But that's the thing, is we don't turn it off. We're always manifesting, whether we like it or not. It's just, are we consciously doing it in our favor, or are we consciously doing it not in our favor?
Right, absolutely. I mean, like we said, I think in one of our last videos, everybody you pushed out, it's not a technique, it's the way we live our life. You're right. We're always manifesting.
Exactly. For instance, right, let's say that I want to manifest my dream job, right? I put in my resume goes onto somebody's desk, and then somebody that actually has to pick it up, read it, and then say, oh, I'm going to hire this person. You know what I mean? That's everyone's pushed out. Say, for instance, you've got your dream car that you want to manifest, and you say, this is my dream car. Well, guess what? Your thought actually goes out into the universe, and some car factory has to make your dream car. It goes back in time. They say, oh, we're going to make this car in this color. Okay, and they go through all of this, right? And then and then all of a sudden it shows up. That uses everyone as you pushed out. Everyone as you pushed out is the mechanism that our thought is transmitted to everybody in the world, because you're a broadcasting tower. And pretty much, I would say about 98% of your manifestations involves everyone as you pushed out.
Yeah, well, exactly, and I said I was going to tell my Maserati story, so I'm going to tell you it now. So when my boyfriend and I went on vacation, I was like, I wanted him to be in charge of the car, okay? And I wanted a luxury car. I could just kind of see myself, driving in this nice beach car. It's what I was thinking. And I had no idea what kind of car I wanted. I just told him to take care of it. So he's like, it was like this long story. We finally, he almost forgets to do it, okay? But of course I intend him to do it. And then we get to the airport, and guess what? There is no car there, okay? They do not have our car. I mean, that is what's supposed to happen, right? That's what their job is. So they say, and we're supposed to get a Cadillac. And so I still was like, no matter what, we're getting, it's like, let's have a cigarette. So we go outside, he has a cigarette, and I'm like thinking, no, we're still getting our luxury car. No matter what, we're getting a luxury car. We even talked about maybe an Uber for a second. And I'm like, nah, we'll just stick to this. A second. And next thing I know, the girl comes out and she's like, hey, come with me. I got a car for you. And she tells me she's like, it's a Maserati. First of all, I want to tell you guys, I've never heard of what a Maserati was in my life before this. So when I saw it, my jaw dropped. But the point of the story is, somebody, like, that car was not there. So the car we originally rented was not able to be there. That Maserati was there. Okay, so that means somebody did not drive the car to the airport. That was supposed to be there. The Maserati was there. They weren't supposed to rent the Maserati to anybody, but the lady, the clerk there, decided to ask if we could use it, have it, and think it was her idea. And there we got our luxury car. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's exactly how it happens, and all those things that go in, and they all go into place, and then this is how it ends up turning out, right? Like, yeah, like that's it's a manifestation, right? I think the other really big important part that I want to touch on is not having any guilt or shame or anything for your manifestations. One thing I realized is there's no such thing as being selfish, okay? That's a made-up term, okay? Because let's put it this way. If I want, okay, in my reality to be, say, rich, well, how is that selfish? Because I can always turn around and help people with the money. So that doesn't have to be a selfish manifestation, but really every manifestation I create for my benefit, even if it is to help somebody. If my intention is that every homeless person gets a hot meal today and I make that happen one way or another, that's still selfish because I'm intending that for them to make myself feel better. Right? So everything really is technically selfish. So it is not about being selfish, because that's just a made-up term. Let's just forget that. say, look at, this is what I want and I deserve to have it. And I'm allowed to have what I want. But then create that you having what you want works out for everybody. Everybody wants you to have what you want, and then work out and intend that everybody gets what they want. So now there's no reason for anyone to be selfish, because we're all living in peace and harmony, because we're all happy. We all have what we want. And so there's no such thing, right?
Right. And then the other, which is what you're saying is correct, because you don't want to condition your desire. So many people want to condition or justify why they want something. And I always say, you don't have to justify or condition it. Neville talks about that. And what you just said is so correct as well.
Yeah. That's what we do here. We want people to be in relationships. We want people to be happy. We want people to manifest money. We know it's possible. We do it. We do it every day. So we want to help other people do it, so everybody can have it. So it's not about, look at, what I have it, nobody else can have it. That's really not the way it is. And don't feel shame, I mean, you're the only one in your reality, in your quantum bubble. You're allowed to want what you want and have what you have. And, what better person to have it. The other thing I want to touch on with everyone as you pushed out is people saying, well, I don't want to be, manipulating, and I don't want to control people. Well, the thing is you're not controlling people. If you're the only person in your quantum bubble, if you're worried about being manipulative, you're the only one that can manipulate people, because it's your reality. So if you're not going to do it, then you have nothing to worry about. And stop worrying about it, or else you're going to create other people in your reality to do it.
Right. And you're already manifesting people anyway, so you might as well consciously choose. You're always manifesting, so you might as well consciously choose what you want to create. Because people sometimes say, I'm not manifesting. I'm like, well, yes, you are manifesting. You are. It doesn't stop.
Exactly. It doesn't stop. It's not something you turn on, turn off. It's not something I'm choosing to use. Everyone is pushed out. I'm not. Everyone is pushed out is the mechanism. When you intend that, basically, my house, okay? I wanted my house, okay? And I wanted it a specific way, and I got exactly what I pictured and wrote down, okay? So what, I manipulated all those people? No, my thought went back in time. It went to the builders. They built the place. They're like, oh, this is a perfect floor plan, because everyone's pushed out. So they were like, oh, they didn't know they were building it for me, to my specs, what I wanted, but they were, and then they built it, and then my realtor had to come along, take me there, right? So she had to think about the place. And it's funny, because the moment I wrote down exactly what I wanted, I remember that day, she actually told me, she says, you know what, I was sitting at my desk, and she's like, all of a sudden I remembered this new subdivision they were building that I totally forgot about until that moment. And then she's like, and then I called you. And she did call me the same day, like that I created this, I created it earlier in the day. And then she basically called me later that day, like at dinner time. And it was like spitting image of what exactly I was like actually focusing on earlier that day. So, and so again, everyone as you pushed out, she got that inkling. She remembered that property, even though I was already working with her for how long, and she totally didn't show it to me. Like, I'm like, why didn't you show it sooner? She's like, I totally forgot about it until I got clear on what I wanted. Then she got the message, so that she showed me, and then I went there. And the minute I walked in, I went, this is exactly what I was thinking of. This is it. I walked in. I barely even looked through the garage door, and I was like, this is my house. I'm like, this is mine. I'm like, this is mine. I'm like, I love it. It's going to be great. And I already knew it was going to be great before I even walked through it. Like, I just knew it.
Yeah,
and,
that's amazing.
And she says, you get the feeling about 20 seconds in, it's your place, right? Every other place I went to, when we drove up, I knew it wasn't my place, but something about this place, I'm like, it's mine. And then sure enough, it's the show home, so it's got all the furniture. So of course we're sitting in there. I didn't want to leave. I'm like, this is my house. Right? So, everything is always, everyone is pushed out. So, I mean, what, you were going to say I manipulated everybody to get my house? No, I mean, it doesn't matter. It was a manifestation of a house. Everyone is pushed out is the mechanism that makes it work. So don't feel guilty, okay? Instead, you know what? Everybody's happy that they actually built this house, and I love it. And guess what? It was a win-win, because they actually asked for money in exchange for it, oddly enough. So then I paid for it. So it's a win-win for everybody. They got what they wanted. They built it. They got their money. I got the house that I wanted. I'm happy. So guys, look at it. It's not like I manipulated them. They gave it, to me for free. And even if they did, they would have wanted to if I would have intended that. But take a look at everything like that. When, for instance, you manifest a flower, right? And it's everyone as you push out, they give you that flower. They want to give you that flower because they think it's their idea, even though you intended it. So, forget the shame, forget the guilt, and the selfishness, get rid of it. You know, don't you like doing nice things for people? Absolutely. You know, I do something nice for somebody, I feel good. I make their life easier, right?
Yeah.
So don't feel guilty when that happens because you're taking away that feeling for them, right?
Well, exactly. Going back to that Maserati thing, that girl thought it was her idea. There's people in the parking lot that are waving. They're like, have fun in it. And they felt really good because they gave us that free upgrade, you know?
Exactly. And they made your day and they felt good. They were like, you know what I did today? I made somebody's day. And then made them happy and that made them feel good. Like seriously, right? That's what this is all about, right? You know? So yeah, pull yourself out of that. People, nobody thinks that. Nobody.
Right. Absolutely. Yes.
You know? Wow, we are really heavy in this one.
I know. Well, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of things that she manifested.
That was amazing. Every area, like her mom, that's another miracle thing, you know. You can manifest for other people. Like you can. Like, you know, that's, you know, you are constantly, everything in your reality is a manifestation. Funny thing was, is I was talking about marriage lately and proposals. Like we've been doing videos. So spoiler alert, guys, there's going to be some videos that were talking about marriage and stuff like that. I was talking about marriage and proposals, right? And then funny thing was last night on TikTok, you know how many marriage proposals I've seen? You're welcome, everybody that's getting married now. You're welcome.
Right, there you go.
Because that's what I was focusing on. So that's what started showing up into my reality. And that's very much how it works is when you state something. So, you know, I intend to get married. Now, all of a sudden you pull in marriage in every area into your life. You're going to see it on TikTok. You're going to see it maybe on your favorite TV show. Your friend's going to tell you that a friend's getting married or them or whatever. It's going to pull into your reality. So only focus on things that are good and pure and that you want. Don't focus on doing harm to people because you will actually open the door for it to happen to you because, or somebody you know, because you're focusing on it. Thoughts are things and the universe does not discriminate. It does not go, do you want that? No, it's like that. You focus on it, here it comes.
Well,
right?
And that brings up another point for people for intentions. You know, some people say they're, you know, do I have to believe it? Not necessarily, because what you just said, it doesn't know the difference.
Well, exactly. So you don't have to believe it, but you do need to believe that your thoughts create. So your mental diet cannot be this. Oh, I don't believe it. Oh, I intend that, you know, Jerry is going to ask me to go out with him, but I don't believe it, you know, but right there, you've just blocked it. But if you say, look, I intend that Jerry, you know, is going to ask me out, but I'm not sure he wants to, but like, no, he's going to, because I know my thoughts create. And there we go. Right. You've now opened it back up. So you can't close it down. You can't have an actual conscious, I don't believe this thought. It's not going to happen because that's a bad mental diet, right? But I mean, my thought process is, well, you know what? I'm going to get that house. I don't care how it happens because everyone's being pushed out and I know my thoughts create. So I'm going to get that house. Now, did I necessarily believe I was going to get it? No. But I believed that my thoughts created. I didn't once doubt that my thoughts created, right?
I think that's so important that you brought up that point because people do. Sometimes you can give them a mental diet and they're saying, you know, so-and-so wants to be with me, so-and-so wants to be with me, but I don't know if this is working, or I have resistance, so I'm probably not going to get it. And those right there are what's blocking the manifestation.
Yes.
That you want to create. Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally, exactly. Resistance is something to be embraced, okay? It's like, I've got resistance, good. What am I going to get past here to get me? Resistant means that you're aware of what your blocks are. Handle that. Do not run from that resistance. Face it, renounce it. So let's say the resistance is, well, you know what? I'm not sure he wants to be with me. Now you get that feeling that he doesn't like you. Okay, good. I intend for him to like me. You know what the problem is. So many times we go to create something, we don't even know what the problem is. We don't even know what's blocking it, right?
Exactly. I always tell clients, you know, one of my favorite books is Power of Awareness, because that's what it is. You have to be aware of what you're thinking to see what you want to create. You know, you can't just ignore it. You have to be like, okay, I feel like he doesn't want to be with me. I intend that he wants to be with me. I intend he wants to give me flowers. I intend he is obsessed with me, whatever you want to say.
Exactly. No, it's exactly it. It's about being on top of your thoughts, being aware of your thoughts. And the one thing, though, that I will say is if you can't figure out what your thoughts are, just start with repeating what your goal and your intention is. And pretty soon, your reality will show you where you're missing the mark on that, what needs to be changed. And it'll come in form of, you know, partial manifestations. It'll come in different forms like that, you know, different thoughts, feelings, or I feel like I've got resistance there, you know, and then you say things like, I intend to figure out what the resistance is. I intend to get past it, you know. And just things like that, right? You know, and just know that resistance is a contrary thought. or feeling to what you want. And feelings are just thoughts, right? That have manifested into a physical sort of form, right? But it's really just about focusing on what you want. So if you have a hard time figuring out what your blocks are, just focus and do your intentions 2 or 3 times a day, and the rest will start to show up for you. Or sign up for coaching. We'll help you find your blocks.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like, both of those.
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh, so amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Megan. Excellent success story.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yes, thank you so much.
Guys, Megan is available for coaching. If you would like any list of intentions, how to get past your blocks, someone to chat with, she's definitely available. The link is in the description below. And guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.